This is just one chunk in Minecraft, 16 by 16 blocks. Today, I'm challenging myself to build an entire city without ever leaving this chunk. So here is the chunk, and what I'm thinking that we do is we build it in layers, like, you know, Coruscant in Star Wars. How they've got all the different layers going up to the top, some being more dodgy than the others. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to mine out this whole section here just to get some space. I think we're going to just do it 2 or 3 high. Okay, now I'm looking at designs and thinking we do something a bit like this, where it's all nice and like futuristic, and you know, we've got the kind of dark, kind of sinister like style to it, you know. Now I think with the chunk we're gonna have one rule that we actually just can't go out the chunk, so like just simply moving around or like doing that is not allowed. We have to build within this chunk, and I'm liking this idea so far. On the inside, yes, okay, that's cool, that works, we're cooking. Now because it is a one chunk design, it needs to be as compact as humanly possible into the thing. Okay, that works, that counts. Okay, here we're gonna have a similar thing, but I think we'll take us to the edge here. This one's gonna have a different design. I like this, like so, just so it reaches up to the top on each side. Like that. Maybe we'll get some chests in here. Like that. Now we've got a nice little hangout zone for the first kind of layer. We need to just continue this round of the entire chunk. Like so we've got our little things here. I just want to build out this like strip, so maybe it like, I think I want the supports to all be the same. Maybe that's boring, but who knows? Who knows? And who cares? This, no, I like this idea of this. I have 2 frog lights, like so. Don't worry, this will all be filled with water very soon. Storage going on there. Storage. This works. Just remember, guys, this is the underworld part of the city. It's not going to look good. It's not going to look nice. It's not meant to look pretty. Obviously, it's kind of semi-meant to look good, but like, you know. Maybe here we even have like a mine going down. Have it going down looking all nice and official like this. Fill in the side. Oh. Fill in the sides like so. Thinking here we have some black concrete just to make it look real dark down there. See, as you can tell, guys, I'm literally just making this up right here on the spot. I have no clue what is going on, what I'm trying to do, but that's part of the challenge, to mix between the designs, like so. And then, oh, I like that. No, I think purple is going to be like a rich color, you see. So I think we need you. Mixing up new designs. Maybe the house is a bit posher than the others. I like the frog lights. They make them look. Place like a row of frog lights here. We're just gonna have 2 chairs here and there. That can be the entrance, actually. I like that. And now what's gonna go here? As you can see, guys, the first layer is being built in right now. I mean, obviously, I only have a chunk, so there's only so much I can do in these parts, but maybe just like a power bank here, or like some sort of container there, and we can have a little thing going on here. Obviously we've all got our lights there, the mining going down here. We've got each direction. Now I think maybe we can change up the... Yeah, so now I think we can change up the landscape of it a bit. Just around, you know, just like switch up the floor. You know, nothing special, but to really get that grossiness going on. So there we are, folks. That is the first layer done. As you can see, I've really tried my best in what we can do with this style that I've decided to create just in this section, but we've got loads more to go. Now that the next layer has been successfully mined out, I've given myself a bit more space here to work with it, just because, you know, I think as we move up, we want to keep the keep the vibe going, like keep the gradual thing going. But I think we want to start moving up into some more posh areas, but like keep it still like pretty dark and stuff. We'll get some diamonds in here. I like this reinforced deep slate actually. I think that's a really cool idea. I like this. Just to really get some like not like a gradual change in wealth, you know. You see how the building looks a lot more uniformed. I think this is going to be a very long house. Okay, so as we move on to the back here, we're going to have another house here. Maybe this is like the treasury going on this layer. But awesome, powerful. Look at me, I've got money. I've got this back bit to do. I'm wondering what could we put in. Surround it with light because then it provides light to the other sides, you know. So this is what this layer currently looks like, folks. This is it twinned with the bottom one. As you can see, we're moving up layer by layer, slowly but surely. Right, so we're on to the next layer here, and I've given myself a bit more space because I have had a vision. And that is that we're going to have sort of like a powerhouse here. In the middle, maybe even just like a big hospital or something, but either way, build this right up to the top. I think we will just fill in the roof here. I think now what we want to do is add more of those like pillar things I had before that just kind of go up to the next node. I think that works. I think this is starting to take shape, folks. We've not got long left until the top. Hey there, folks. So this is the next layer now, and I have to say this is looking incredible so far. Now that we've got more than 2 layers on, I think it really starts to show each separate layer of the build. You know, all the little things like coming together. I think that looks really cool now. But I think we're gonna move to a more kind of noble, regal kind of style. So I think we're gonna move in with the skyscraper design now, and just start really getting that futuristic vibe going, like so. And I think we go 1 block in the middle of these sides. How much that? Yeah, so on these sides we're gonna have 1 block in the middle, like so. And I just think that's some light stained glass there, different layers and stuff, and that looks really cool. If I do say so myself, but instead just kind of really switch it up. Like so. There's another building complete. I have to say, I really dig the vibe of this next layer. I think this looks really cool. You know, just to make sure that there's some, like, definitely some variation in the build. You know, we don't want to keep repeating ourselves, especially considering that we're confined to a chunk. Getting dark, so whilst we wait, we may as well look at all of the light on the lower levels, and that just looks so cool. And then I'm not quite sure what to do here. I think God with the pillars. but we won't keep the same design. Keep a different design, but we'll keep the same outline. I'm not sure quite what to do. Yeah, that's good. There we are. I think we can definitely add something more here, but I'm not quite sure what. Let's see, what up here? We have some like hanging slabs or something, just as a kind of like platform, just to see. Oh, I think that kind of works. Look at that. So that's the next layer done. That looks really good. Now, folks, we're onto our second last layer here, and I'm thinking that we really need to push up the palette a bit more. So we're gonna get just plenty of white, plenty of purple, nice regal rich colors here. You know, plenty of the stained glass, the blue, the cyan, all of that nice kind of stuff. And I think we need some light grey as well, just to really work it in. I'm thinking we get some purple glazed terracotta as well, just to really make it look nice. I think we should go over here straight away. Just build a nice little tall building here, right up to the top. And now I think just some blue stained glass on each layer like such. So now all the windows are done. I think we'll just be basic for now and fill in everything. Do nothing too fancy yet. We've still got plenty of our buildings to do first. You know, we're still, like, the top layer still has to be, you know, the nice and rich area compared to, you know, there needs to be a clear gradient, but not too extreme as we go up. So that looks like one. That looks really good, actually. Yeah, I think we need one that's just a bit more fancy. You know, there's some more variation going on. You know, this guy likes to show off. He's got a rich house. He's got a nice house. We're just going to do a little bit of experimentation there. This could nowhere near be the final result. But just like that, and then like, I think these ones need to be all kind of purple. Then maybe, to be fair, if we get could just work as a just kind of a building. It might not serve any practical use. I haven't really thought that far ahead when I started building, but it does work very well. I think that just works pretty nicely there. Just sat in the side there with the thing. I think that's pretty solid. I'm not sure what to do with this one. I think build up the pillars like usual and then see what we can do. Yes, I think this works quite nicely, actually. It's just a different design going into the ceiling here. There, I think some light blue stained glass. I think that works just fine. I think some quartz pillars would go very well here. I think that works. And I have to say, this is looking really cool. Really digging this kind of one chunk city, and we've managed to keep everything inside the same chunk, which is really cool. As it gets nighttime, you can really see here if I just that looks really awesome. Yeah, so now on to the last layer here. I'm thinking we just get some quartz, a lot of quartz, and then we go the same with the white, purple blocks. We go with the purple windows, actually. So there we are. This is the outline of the first building up on the last layer here, and I'm thinking of some purple stained glass could go very well here. This is the first building on the roof there, and it's, you know, kind of developing on the style of the last one. So I think we're gonna go here now with the quartz pillar. Just make it one bit higher perchance. Also, it works because we're not washing the build over too much with the purple, even though that's the main kind of theme I want for this layer. We don't want to overdo it too much at the risk of making it look really, really ugly. There we are, so on the roof here, and I think I'm gonna make these pillars go round like this, since we actually need to have a roof now, since we're on the top layer. Like so, and I really like that. It really plays on the layers of everything there. So I think to make the roof glass. I really don't hate that. Next up, I think we're gonna have kind of a white house with a purple outline, making purple the more dominant kind of color, even though it's not gonna be the most used color in the block. In the build. I think we're gonna have to make it purple again. So that was really cool. And the last one can be blue or something. Just, you know, I appreciate there's gonna be a lot of purple on this top layer, but that is kind of the theme I really want to go with here. And it's just tricky since we're confined to such a small space. Yeah, I really like that actually. It's a bit more dominating in terms of the purple, but it is very cool. I think for the last one here, we're gonna do a simple one, just like this, going back to the old kind of roots, if you know what I mean. So there we are, folks. That is the top layer done, and that signifies the end of this entire project. If we look at the final results, this looks seriously awesome, I think, with the, you know, with the detail of the low layers, you know, the kind of big building, then we signify a bit of a shift going upwards into more kind of posher zones, and then we go right up to the top where we see the hierarchy. I think it looks really cool. All the different layers, all the different floors, all fit inside one chunk. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. This took an extremely long amount of time, so I greatly appreciate you sticking to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe for future content like this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.